Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, hero psych defender of the fatherland. Off you to our 1v1 own Pacino Stalemate. In the south, it is DirtyDan, the dirtiest of Dans, as so rumors say, fighting here for the German army, Deutschland. The 90th Pentagon is shown supported here by elements of the 6th Italian Royal Army. In the north, it is Treadz, fighting here for America, freedom, democracy. The 1st Infantry Division, Armored Division, actually backed up here by elements of the 82nd Airborne. Straight into the Basilleri here. And an early CoH3 here, looking to seize as much territory as he can rapidly. And of course, we got a fun fact here. We actually got a patch going up later today, which will actually see the Italian M1340s getting nerfed amongst other things. Also, Pathfinders and Loiters. So I'm rather looking forward to see what else they got in the patch there, of course. But those are sort of the primary points they brought up there, plus a whole host of other changes and additions. So that should be fun. We got the Cartridge and Norfolds here. As always, by the way, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters who support the Propagandacast and its glorious war effort. Other people can join the ranks and support the war effort as well there and make Basil the kitty cat a very happy kitty cat. Isn't that right, Basil? He's quiet. So, coming up here with the Basilleri, past the Church of St. Al of Pacino, patron saint of little friends everywhere. Heading south with the scouts here for the southern at Victory Point. And wow, this is actually a interesting sight. Airdrop 30 cal, and just the way he's sort of like just holding those crates of ammunition in the box. There's like, you know, like it's just another day of the job. Logging ammo. Goddamn. Anyways, I really do like the Airborne 30 cal crew there. Just the way he was just holding them. Very business-like, very professional. So, Ralph's got fun, got heavy fighting between the Basilleri and the arriving across the center here of Pacino. North there, CoH3 and sees the northern elements there of the map here as fighting is already breaking out here in the center and the south. 30 cal hanging back here, ready to mow down some goddamn crowds. Got the Basilleri pushing forwards here. Italian motorized infantry for all intents and purposes. They actually started out like much earlier as sort of a sharpshooting unit, but they sort of by World War II had sort of been morphed into a sort of motorized infantry element there. Fun fact. Panzerpunium on the way here for them. Probably doesn't want to wait out on the cooldown there for another Basilleri squad here. Sorry about the sniffling there, by the way. Ralph's going in here for the north. 30 cal repositioning deal here with the Basilleri there, as of course they look to hit the fuel supply of the 1st Armored Division. Taking a lot of fire, and there we go. 30 cal support the Ralph squad here, forcing back here the Basilleri of DirtyDan. 2nd Panzer squad right here for the 90th Panzer, going to be short here. South here, we've got the Panzer forward here. South side there, scouts just waiting here for something to happen, or likely for something to not happen so they can move ahead. Basilleri here, not having a great time. The building is slowly piling up with lead and dead Italians. Rascal click between the treating men as they rush past the Church of St. Al of Pacino. Up north here, Kedencrock got close to the base and got wrecked by the HMG nest. There's a bit worse out there, but DirtyDan. Just look at those poor bastards. And we got an infantry support center here. Looks like a more aggressive approach here from Treadz. Gives them access to both infantry upgrades here for the infantry, sort of for some discounted BARs, but also crucially does give him a captain, so a bit more direct control here on the command chain and just a free unit a bit faster. So that definitely adds some benefit for Treadz and allows to perhaps keep more pace here with the Basilleri of DirtyDan. Falling back here towards the Church of St. Al of Pacino, rifleman forwards here, Basilleri and the Panzer Pioneer rushing in here. Seizing the southern points here with the 30 cal and the scouts here. Fuel supply in the south there for the German Italian force here are being threatened a bit here by the advance of the Americans. We got the light support company up here. Might even see something a bit bigger than that. Yes, straight into the mechanized company here. Finding here for the church continues. Riflemen are bleeding out. They're dying in the numbers. And we'll have to retreat soon, I think, here. Heading north for another unit here to grab the northern points here close to the base. Very nice choice there, I think, by Treadz. No flamethrowers here. Like, I know this is, you know, not necessarily, I think, a particularly great engagement for other player. In the south here, we got a bit of skirmish. We got the Panzer being caught here with the scouts there. We got the 30 cal nearby. Good support here. Rifling bled out. It looks like he is not going to go for the Bessieri bolster or the vehicle support here. Might be planning instead a more faster push here for the M1340s, which again I'd like to remind are getting nerfed. But again, how they will be nerfed is of course the bigger question, and we should hopefully find out later today. Panzer Pioneers continues with the scouts here. Bessieri pushing forwards. Up north they got the Catering forwards here. Ready to mow down some goddamn Nazis. Scouts was the Panzer Pioneer here. Panzer Pioneer close to being wiped out actually, not a great engagement. 30 cavalry positioning, realizing the southern flank is looking a bit exposed here. Got flamethrower units out here for Treadz here. That's going to be quite good around the center of the map here, with all the buildings and whatnot. And there you go. Bessieri, they caught with the flamethrower team. The results, of course, not pretty for the Bessieri. Giuseppe, Luigi, and Mario all turn in pretty crispy there against this one. Units here, grenades off here. Dodged it with this onions quite nicely. Got the medical station up here, of course, an excellent addition there. And we got the Achtrad here for DirtyDan. And the 90th Panzer going to be shown here. Panzer Pioneers wiped out. Apparently was not aware how weak they were and just sort of moved ahead there. Great kill there for Treadz. But yeah, it does look like he's just going to be pushing for those Italian tanks as fast as possible. As you're reinforcing, Achtrad almost done. He's clearly not rushing for the Semovente by the way as soon as possible. Grenades off here. And the Italians will in fact have a variety of units equipped with Semovente focused on in the fight for Sicily. You had, you know, the 75mm version. You had 181 with a 90mm gun there, which would, I suppose, sort of equivalent to the Nashorn. Or I suppose the Elephant, just a lot funnier looking in a way. Plus, you have much smaller Semovences with a 47mm gun as well there. But they got Rav Squad caught out in the open by the Achtrad. Bit of fierce fighting here. Rav Squad pushback. Obviously, nothing against the might of German armoured cars here. The Achtrad in the south here got the Panzer pushing forwards. 30 cavalry position here. But a rare sight to see a player actually like go airborne and not go for the Pathfinders here. So, you know, thumbs up to Treadz Fido boldly stepping out of the usual American metagame here. Got some airborne stuff dropping in here. Could be paratroopers. Could even be an anti-tank gun here from Treadz. We'll have to see. Achtrad there moving forwards, crashing through the fences. No sign of called in additional units like a Panzer mechanized group or the assault group. 30 cal scouts routed. Obviously powerless against the might of German armored reconnaissance units. And it is in fact an anti-air dropping in here for Treadz. Armored car right in front of it. Great shot there from the M1 anti-tank, and they're punching a very large hole there into the Achtrad here. Shot fires, misses. Achtrad disengaging, and there we go. Back to go for a second Achtrad here. I'm a bit surprised to how close it is to the M1340, but I guess it just doesn't feel like there's an immediate need for it. Meanwhile, for Treadz, we actually get the motor pool and Greyhounds, so things could actually get quite interesting just with the sort of heavy armored car focus. And the assault squad called in to support the 90th Panzer Grenadiers shown here. Riflemen engineers being fought through the south here. North side also being grabbed here. Looks like you'll look the victory point. And there you go, entering being assaulted here by Bessieri, who found a gap there in Treadz lines here. But we got scouts. The ground could also move to deal with it. In the south here, Mechan assault moving forwards here. Second Achtrad also arrived here. Rav Squad being caught here as they try to disrupt the repairs of the Achtrad here. And he definitely can now, like, just go straight for the M1340 here. No grenades here, though, for, I believe him, Mr. Treadz here. Oh, that could have definitely been bad for the armoured cars. Instead, it ends up being bad for the riflemen, as numerous of them drop dead here in the cemetery. North here, 30 cal there, assisting here the anti-tank crew. We got the Achtrad forwards going straight at it here. Achtrad flanking around here, catching here. DirtyDan's heavy armoured cars in a bit of a tight spot here, and there you go. Good shot there. Got the assault grenadiers rushing in now. Gas just home tacked as bait here to save the Achtrad. Both pulling back here. Bessieri here, straight to the 30 cal here. The assaults are not pretty. Grenade off here. And we got the 250 after rushing forwards here. Straight into the Greyhound armoured car there, which would be the primary comms vehicle for the United States Army. Fun fact there. They would, of course, try to develop the Staghound armoured car, but they kind of gave up on that one. They're only British who really used it. Marder here, so despite sort of lining up heavily for Italian stuff, he just doesn't seem to be going for it. That feels a bit odd, like he just at this point gone for the Bessieri Bolter then and the Breda Modella 30 instead. Feels a bit odd here by DirtyDan, feels a bit odd. But good maneuvering here by Treadz, definitely keeping his opponent on his toes there. Definitely feels a bit odd here with DirtyDan, like just... It's like easily two paths could be taking it, but so far he doesn't really seem like convinced about either of the paths here. Fix up the Artgard, there we go. Marder 3 M, not Marder M actually, it's just the early model here with the converted Soviet Sysgun there. Later models will be using the Pack 40. Ground point of the Bessieri. Fix up the Greyhound. We got grenade tactic research, of course, very handy. Can up to snare up the vehicles, but also, grenade in. Plus, it can allow them to breach the various buildings if they do become occupied here with troops under DirtyDan's command. Artguards, they're heading out on a small patrol. In fact, armoured cars will be organised into smaller sub-units known as patrols there. So, 2 armoured cars per patrol, and then I think it's like 3 patrols is like a platoon. I believe. Draft's got to copy the Artguards, and there you go. Now we also get the Pack of Steel here. Draft's got caught here routed by the Artguards, of course. Treadz very wisely not taking any chances for those. Grounding in and catching the Marder in the battle. We've got the Scouts here hiding out. Good shot at the ground on the Marder, but the Marder, of course, returns the favour with a much bigger pack. Punch. Got the 250 after northwards here. South here, we've got the Artguards pushing forwards here. I suppose it could be he's just waiting for the Pack to steal before it starts calling in the Italian tanks, I guess. Because he wants them at a discount. Ground does the Artguard, but there you go. First M1340 arriving here from the 6th Italian Army here, Royal Army specifically. As the Italian Army was actually the Royal Italian Army there during World War II. Fun fact. But there we go, taking hits from the Greyhound there. Anti-tank's not firing yet. Do we get in more Greyhounds? Yes, we do. Anti-tank grenade there could take out here the Artguard there, but no shots. Miss. Ralph's gone to up. There you go. Guarded with the anti-tank, and then Marder pushes forward. So this could be a big mistake here, but DirtyDan. There we go. Great shots. Almost guarded. Italian tank rolling in here. Fierce fighting here. Numerous German wrecks now left behind in the dirt. Anti-tank and misses. Greyhound bounces off the Italian tank. Second Greyhound does not punch it through here. The lightly armoured Italian tank. There we go. More shots here. No match against the Greyhounds clearly here. We could see an Italian tank get knocked out by the Greyhounds. Could we? Yes! Italian tank knocked out by the Greyhounds. Which I think would have been fairly accurate. Up north here, we got the assault group still being about here, looking for easy targets, but with the field now being conceded here to the Greyhounds, that may become increasingly difficult here for DirtyDan. And the 19th Panzer going to be shown here. We got the Artguard being pushed back here with the Greyhound. Assault group straight to the 250. Oh, the Greyhound here, and the Engineers could get a wipe here. And the Engineers get absolutely executed here. Drive-by style here. By the Assault Grenadiers, Captain opening up, popping out there. The Assault Grenadiers just in case. Very smart move. Half-track combust. So many light vehicles just wrecked. And a medium tank, technically. This is quite the spicy match, isn't it? Grenade assault off here. Ground ripping into them. In the south here. West we got the Bessieri moving up, securing the fuel point on the hill. Assault Grenadiers routed. And east of the Church of St. Alf Pacino, we got the Scout Trains and Bessieri here. Could, of course, bolster them right away. I mean, that'd be a pretty good addition, I think, here for them. Bessieri then harsh trouble as the Greyhound veterans here too. And, of course, a lot of rifle spawning. Could see wipe here on DirtyDan's Bessieri. Got the Artguard moving forwards. Almost got them.
Victory point under enemy control.
North here. Artguard pushing back the Panzer Pionier. Marder on the move again. Got the self-repair upgraded. Of course, a very good upgrade. In part because it also makes them tougher. We'll be seeing what other upgrades it goes for. Will it, for example, go for the survival package, which of course adds in more health? No, it actually goes straight for rapid advance. I mean, that's not bad either. Makes his armored car, his mod, and of course his Italian tanks even faster, so it's also a really good upgrade. Meanwhile, the Treadz moving forwards here. Men on the first armoured, looking to score as much as they can here. Clearly just the reconnaissance unit here, the cavalry there. It's actually up to a total of 3 Greyhounds now. There's quite a few armoured cars there to match the Italian tanks. In this regard, I'd argue he's only being helped here by the fact that for now he's not really committing as hard to them as he can, which definitely means the Greyhounds will outnumber the, Italian tanks a fair bit there. Although right now the Italian tanks, I think, are actually like a bit cheaper than the Greyhounds. But that doesn't really help when they're definitely outnumbered by them anyways. But to see it here being caught here, got the Airborne here from Treadz. And there you go, Marder flanking one Greyhound. Great shot there for the side armor. And looks like he's going to try and swarm the Marder here. Of course,
Enemy forces have captured a victory.
yeah, he's got the upgrade done to now to move fast. That actually makes it harder here for Treadz to maneuver the Marder or the 8-Rad as well. That's a really good upgrade in that sense. Obviously, in the south here, infantry sorting force, we got the 30 caliber ready and after ripping through here. DirtyDan's men here.
Surplus munitions to support.
They're being absolutely mauled here by the 30 cal. No mercy there from Treadz. Assault on his Panzer Pioneer, of course, not much in the mercy department either.
Taken from us.
North here, we got the 8-Rad going hard in here to assist the Marder. But we got the Greyhound and some riflemen pursuing them in return. We do have the Basilia boats and can soon actually at the Breda Modella 30s. And we got Grenade Assault plus Greyhound here, cut cost on the Marder. Second Marder moving in here. There we go, almost got it. One more shot and that Marder is going to go sky high here. At least the crew will. 8 right there going for the Akkad. Panzer Pioneer there wiped. Another loss. Actually, the assault grenades is about to lose the Panzer Pioneer as well here to all the Greyhounds here. That Treadz has actually got like 4 of them out. And there you go, Panzer Pioneer wiped. Like, DirtyDan is down to 2 Basigliere squads now. Those are some intense casualties. He clearly underestimated his opponent. And I think overestimated his Italian tanks. Well, I think it's also part of it's just like, Treadz really just went for a lot more Greyhounds than most American players ever would. Like, I don't think the average American player here, for example, would go for like 4 of them. But at the same time you're willing to commit to it, they definitely can make an impact as so there. But now we got an Italian tank out here, Caro Amato M1340. Also be the M1441, which is a slightly updated version of that one.
Waiting on you. We have lost control of a victory point.
So yeah, he's gonna, I imagine, just try and push really hard on these Italian tanks around the game around here versus Treadz and his large, Greyhound squad there, or platoon, squadron.
Not exactly loud or clear.
So, closing in there.
All quiet here. Territory secure.
Graham Northern Ponty with the rifle squad. The M34 was equipped with a 47mm gun, actually adopted from an Italian anti-tank, which itself I believe was adopted from an Austro-Hungarian gun as well there. Fun fact. At the start of the war, it's, kind of decent. The problem was, they couldn't really update it because the tank couldn't fit a bigger gun in, and so things kind of went a bit aside there. At least the Tread couldn't. Rifle squad there being mauled out in the open here. Got the second Italian tank here. Could this be the comeback here beginning for DirtyDan? There you go, tanks moving up here. Rifle squad scouts out being mauled here. We got the 30 cal up and the advancing Basigliere. One Greyhound there being dispatched southwards here. Perhaps an unsuspecting doom here as we got the M34s running forwards here. For Italia Il Duce. Avanti. Charging in there. Rifle squad there being mauled here by the M1340 Italian medium tanks. Rushing after they got the more Greyhounds swinging to assist here. Looking like a potential brew up here. There we go. One Italian tank's about to get knocked up. But there you go. Greyhound goes up in flames first here. Almost got another Greyhound. Brutal loss here for DirtyDan here. An excellent kill there for Treadz. And another M1340. Map control wise here, Treadz able to act a bit elsewhere as well. Got more stuff being airdropped there, or is it another reinforcement there? Got the M1340 shooting missing. Bouncing a shot there. It looks to be combat reinforcements here from Treadz here. Greyhounds rushing here at the Italian tanks with the only one Italian support here. Quick rescue here for Treadz. There we go. Heavy fire down the Greyhounds. Almost got one of them already. Ooh, that one definitely went into DP as the M1340s. Good chance of knocking that one out. Good chance. In fact, we can see there going in for it. Got the kill there. Excellent kill here for DirtyDan. And the 19th Panzer shown backed up with the 6th Italian Royal Army. Yeah, I imagine he's just gonna like keep churning out these light tanks, or medium tanks, obviously. Again, I mean, the game calls them light tanks. The Italians consider them medium tanks. You know, wouldn't be the first time something like that happened. For example, the Germans consider the 8cm mortar a heavy mortar until like I think midway through the war. Want to replace it with the actual heavy mortar. Oh, good grenade here. Got too close there to Treadz men. But looks like he's still able to escape here with the M1340s. Again, that bit of extra survivability here, and again, adding the vehicle survival package could, of course, make them even more survivable. So it's quite fortunate for Treadz, he didn't quite do that at a time. Up north here, but here, the caught here with the Greyhounds. He still got two about here. We got mines being laid down, ops looking to catch any Italian armored assault there, and we got the third one out here. Under strength tank platoon out here for DirtyDan. So many wrecked light vehicles and tanks.
Point lost.
Quite something else, isn't it? This is a real cavalry battle in a sense. Northern Victor Point seized here by a few BCM. He's got barely next to any infantry as he just pushes everything onto the M1340s. And Treadz is basically able to push back at that with Greyhounds. We're reconnaissance! Armored reconnaissance, but that doesn't mean we can take on tanks. Not even Italian tanks. In the center here, we got the Treadz squad here with the M1340s. DirtyDan strikes hard for Il Duce. Can soon go for a fourth one here. And Treadz is definitely a bit uncomfortable with them, which is probably why, despite everything, all the losses, DirtyDan's able to maintain good amount of control, of course. In this regard, that rapid advance upgrade much earlier has proven to be like a big asset, as it really helps DirtyDan, maintains on that map control here. So there you go. Fourth M1340 out here. The question at this point is not whether he's going to go for them, but how many will he end up with in the end. And we actually got an M24 Chaffee, which is much better suited for taking on the M1340s. So this is turning into like a light tank, light vehicle battle here, like nothing else. Definitely not something you'd ever see in companies too. So we got the Bezier here as the Rival Squad there. Grenade off here. No BARs. It would certainly be, I think, a good addition here for Treadz to consider here versus all these braided up. Bezier, we got the M24 Chaffee about to rush into like the entire platoon here. Oh dear. I think that Chaffee's going to go up in flames here unless it gets lucky. And there we go. No mercy. Lack of recons here. Didn't see the Italian tanks wreck the Chaffee, but we got to see another M1340 there go up in flames. Just tanks exploding. Rocket run there called in. Most of the rockets miss. This time there's some do hit. M1340s disengage here as Treadz pushes towards the center here of Pacino. Meanwhile, the remaining M1340s fall back. South here, rifle moving forwards. So many burning wrecks. This is like early Eastern Front or something. Like Prokhorovka, but, with an Italian accent. Great, and then engaging the M1340. Of north here, we got engineers catching the Bessieri squad there. They're not upgraded. Engineers, that is. And I'm guessing he's just going to keep churning them out of there. Got the Grands advancing in the center here. Falling back with the M1340s. Bessieri can just fight against the engineers here. Calling in, I think, more into tankers. There are some paired with bazookas. Can't say exactly what the game plan here is. And he's just charging the center with the M1340s here. Bessieri supporting the sort. There you go. Grant's getting plastered with fire there from the M1340s. And they're fought on the guns. Got the anti on the flank here, firing into the advancing Italian tanks here. DirtyDan calls off their assault, realizing that would probably just result in a lot of knocked out tanks with no gains. But there you go. Greyhound pokes its nose out a bit too far. Then it takes a full blast of Italian firepower. Another Chaffee out here. More fuel for the pyre, I suppose. Good shot there. Entertains the breaking into the anti-tank tanks here. It looks like he's playing them up here. Chaffee swinging northwards here. Others swinging southwards with the other Italian tanks here. Moving up the centre here with the M1340s. And far up north here we got the Bessieri caught here by the Scout and 30 cal team here. Moving past the now long boned out husk of that cartridge in there. In the south we've got the tanks. We're going for the Sun victory point here. Starting to get a bit more flexible with his tactics here with more tanks. I think that's a smart... We've got a fifth one out there. That's a full-strength Italian tank platoon. Full-strength, people. Treadz, I think, is starting to feel the heat here. He's in the center, he's in the south. I think at this point his best bet is probably like just trying to match the M1340s with Chaffees. He's actually quite good at dealing with the M1340s. And of course for him, some more infantry, and I think the Vehicles Battle package would be a good move here for DirtyDan. Another airdrop element there. Was it another combat reinforced group? I don't know. We've got the two tanking southwards here. His most veteran in that, in fact, going up here for the hill here. Going for the Greyhounds. Engaging them. Almost got one of the Greyhounds here, but need to be careful doesn't lose the Italian tanks here. Almost got the Grand Bernard, gets away there. Meanwhile, the M1340 is about to go up in flames here. Oh dear, he's pushing too far ahead here. Pushing too far ahead. Oh. Somehow he gets all the luck and survives, pulled behind here, crushing some local architecture in the process. Moving up north here though. 30 cal in trouble with Bessieri, backed up by the three other Italian tanks. We could see the 30 cal wiped and seized here by DirtyDan, but no, the 30 cal escapes the wrath of Il Duce. In the south here, the 1 M1340 does explode here at contact with the anti-tank guns.
Italian M1340 incoming.
And another one arrives, of course, to replace it.
The victory point is being taken.
And he's actually going for the base now with his M1340s. Oh, goodness. This is getting spicy about the moment. Going here for the machine gun emplacement with the M1340s. One machine gun nest there has been racked. We got the Chaffing sent northwards, but it's going to need support. We got another Greyhound though. 4 Treadz. Sending east of the captain. We got more tanks moving forwards here to contest that move. Up north, the other tanks continue to blast away at the base of Treadz in the center there. Captain spot here by the 2 M1340s. Greyhounds we're going to deal with that. Chaffee nearby up north here. Second machine gun placement has been wrecked. Opening up the north side of the base here to DirtyDan here. Meanwhile, Grant's flank between the buildings here at the M1340s now being rushed northwards. Something exploded that mine, I think, here. Bazooka team ripping into them there. Go another Greyhound out. M1340s rushing in to assist the others. Greyhound, as soon as it arrives, is almost knocked out right away as well. And there you go. Anti-tank guns and Greyhounds wreck one of the M1340s. Another one called in here, finding out there's any between the captain and the Bessieri. The assaults are not pretty for the captain, down to 1 man. Almost wiped out there. Greyhounds moving indeed with the Bessieri. Up north, the Italians keep up the rate on the base. Though definitely a bad call here. And another tank combusts there as armor-piercing rounds slam through it like a hot knife through butter. More tanks around to the center here. And the tanks are charging forwards. More Greyhounds are combusting. But so are the Italian tanks. I don't know why he keeps insisting in front from the anti-tank guns. Another tank goes up in smoke and flames and cinders. Another Greyhound, though, pops like a pimple, and another tank goes up in flames. Oh, God. Are we sure we're in Italy or not on the Eastern Front? What the hell are these losses? Good God.
We have vehicles available in reserve.
Now you're definitely starting to think, like, you know, what if coming through goes to the eastern front? You could probably get some absolutely amazing engagements. But anyways, so many light tanks and armored cars just wrecked. Glorious. And another M1340 here. North here, Greyhounds and a Chaffee going for one isolated M1340 here. And honestly, one thing could have gone for some Panzergers, in which case they could have supported from maybe here and like supported here as well there. But anyways, enough about that. In the south, the Italian tank going for the route squad here. Quick anti-tank grenade on the M1340. Damaging the engine. In the south, 30 cal there's kind of been forgotten here by both combatants.
Proximity alarm near our munitions point.
M1340 need repairs.
Only 250 points remaining.
Medium tank awaits orders.
And we got... Is there another anti-tank and there's more paratroopers?
Victory point lost.
I do not know. I do not know. It's another anti-tank in here. For Treadz. Italian tanks moving forwards here. Infantry rushing in the center. Right from the center, they're being absolutely obliterated here by a force of Beshieri as the tanks are going for the southern flank here of Treadz positions.
Supply lines are cut. Territory is isolated.
Moving on the center here, we got the Greyhounds here fighting from among numerous wrecked Greyhounds and Italian tanks. M13 Salford's here, another one out there. He's just churning him out there. I mean, this is certainly a good argument for that they need to be nerfed. Like, he's just been playing the fight for so long, just using M1340s.
We have 200 points remaining.
It's like he's just been losing them. Like, you know, he's just Comrade Stalin. You can just call in more.
Last for the victory point.
Except he's not playing with T-34s, he's playing with M1340s. And the Italian industry will definitely not be able to maintain these kind of losses. And units around the center here, which in fact was one of the Italian army's main issues. The Italian industry just wasn't that well developed. It's like they started just to like keep up production of the tanks they had, like to maintain losses. They couldn't like build up more armored units, for example, and struggled, of course, to develop more advanced stuff as well. It's hence why they focus increasingly more on Semoventes, because they were easy to produce. We haven't seen any Semoventes from this guy though. How ahistorical. Anyways, M1340 is falling back here. Sneak up with another one here. Flanked here with the Chaffee. Moving forward, see if we can rascal up in the snare here. Oh dear, he's gonna move to the mine as well. Oh! Kaboom! Another Italian tank just rendered into scrap metal.
Victory point under enemy control.
Say again.
Chaffing 40 into the M1340s here. Almost got it there. And another M1340s. Turret goes sky high. Probably giving someone the idea to create NASA after the war. Just, you know, without explaining tank turrets.
Italian M1340.
Another M1340. Another one. At this rate, he'll have exhausted all the tank reserves on its Sicily and southern Italy.
Not exactly loud or clear.
Fixing on the M24 Chaffee here. Graham Northern points. It's sort of been interesting to watch how Treadz sort of counter it just by using light vehicle zone backed up by anti-tank guns and some infantry. I mean, really well played by Treadz, though. Really well played. Quite interesting, too. Definitely not your average kind of team match. I mean, obviously only just a month in, so obviously not really a lot of average matches when you think about it, but this is certainly quite exciting stuff.
Our capture point is being neutralized by
And we got another one on the way here. It's surprising we haven't seen like any tungsten core because it does increase the damage and penetration or again vehicle survival package. But again, the way she's been throwing away his M1313s, M1340s, it's, you know, not difficult to understand why he tries to like upgrade them further. Got the Grand Wing forwards here at the M1340s being blasted at. More Grand Wing forwards. 30 Cali out the ready, being shot at by the M1340 up north here. Heavy fire here between the bazooka paratroopers and the M1340s there. 111 versus 227.
Our munitions point has been... The victory point is being taken from us.
North here, fighting continues. The M1340 being pushed back here. The paratroopers there. Paratroopers are being absolutely apart with the tanks out in the opening, but then impacting the M1340 quite a bit as well. They're almost wiped out. In fact, there we go, routed.
Available in reserve.
Does they push back? Chaff there going at it.
Italian self-propelled gun deploying.
And well, we actually got a Semovente out here for them. The Semovente .75-18.
Our victory point.
Later come with a more upgun version with a higher velocity gun, and of course there'll be versions with, well, 105mm guns and of course 90mm guns. The 90mm ones are actually based off anti-aircraft guns, and so of course what should if I had to take work. The 105 is more like the Stu 42 in a sense, though imagine still good versus tanks. All right, some of them moving forwards. I'm guessing that's DirtyDan getting a bit desperate, who's actually willing to go for that one, because compared to the M1340, there's some advantage just isn't popular. But it's easily like one of the most numerous Italian armored fighting vehicles after a certain point of the war, because they were just easy to produce. Same chassis, but just much less resources required, and of course, easy to produce overall. Chaff there flanking though. 96 and 20 at 7.
We have vehicles available in reserve.
Repairing up here. Chaffee there being lightly repaired. Ground holding back. Now the Chaffee on the way. Very good there. Semovente and the Carro Armato, they're heading southwards. Also German Stug units in Italy would also in several cases be equipped with Semoventes. And there's another fun fact. Going for the anti-tank out here with a Bezzieri. Sending sees to the Rav squad. And 5 people north of the victory point begun assault going forward here. 2 Italian tanks defending against paratroopers backed up by each Chaffee here. Meanwhile, southern flank here as well by the other tank and the Semovente. Let's got one of the Semoventes there.
Territory lost.
Rushing forwards there, and there you go. 30 cal here, and Chaffee and the Grand Train into the Bezzieri, pushing the back grenade off here. Wiping the 30 cal crew. Excellent wipe there. But probably not going to be enough here. Northern point there held narrowly by the Italian army. And there's another M1340. No more Semoventas, I guess. Maybe the other one was a misclick. It's like, yes, I'm finally called into the front line. Oh, sorry, mein Freund, mistake. Almost got the grey on there. Semovente takes a hell of a hit there. Straight ahead here from the anti-tank gun. Lots of hits there from the anti-tank guns on the Carro Armato there. Pop goes the weasel. That's another tank rendered into scrap metal. Here's another fun fact. The Italian army would actually make use of French tanks because, again, they simply couldn't produce enough. So they'd actually make use of stocks of captured French Renault 35 tanks as well. They'd actually do service in Italy against the Americans and British there.
Our victory point is being neutralized by the enemy.
Fun fact. And took me up these. I don't know what he was doing there, but he managed to isolate his own tank there on the hill. And the Semovente is just sort of like, you know, what the hell do I do now?
Lost.
I'm isolated. Going things up the Semovente. Oh!
Not responding.
Cooked off there. Nice down to the 3 tanks again, the 2 best squad. He just never really replaces infantry losses.
1340 medium panzer.
Now the M1340. So many M1340s. So many. Friends going at it here. Chaffee's joining in. Truly, one of Company 3's greatest armored battles happened today.
Enemy count at 200 points.
Got the Predator on the sensor here. Past the remnants of the Church of St. Al of Pacino.
Our victory point is being neutralized by the
Anti-tank gun battery. They're ready to rip apart any Italian tanks. And there we go. He makes a charge. One last Avanti. It would appear he believes in the miracle of Il Duce. Straight there into the anti-tank guns, the Chaffies and the Greyhounds. The M1340s are being absolutely blasted apart. Rocket strikes going in there as well. 2 tanks are left with just 2 tanks. And there you go. GG. Well played. Game over. Was it a cheesy match? Yeah. Was it a glorious match too? Also, yeah. Certainly not something you see a lot of the time here. And again, won't be, I imagine, happening after the nerfs, but you know, certainly exciting nonetheless. Some really intense armor tactics here with not very heavy tanks and a Semovente. Overall, I mean, DirtyDan, I think, had some elements going on there, but crucially, I think he lacked infantry to support his tanks properly. I think he also got too focused in the center at times, but I think the lack of infantry was really just one of those crucial elements that really sort of limited what he could do with the M1340s. Maybe some artillery could also be a very good idea there. As for Treadz, nice unorthodox counter strategy. Probably could have gone for some more Chaffee sooner. And again, some more mines here. They've been great. But I think he handled it really well. I think he handled it very interestingly. This sort of, shall I say, typical DAK meta strategy. So I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. I hope it gives you ideas for the matches, of course, even once the patch goes out here later today. And of course, if you like it, you can support the Propagandacast by donating our PayPal, pledging via Patreon, links in the description, or you can just even buy the game if you haven't done that. Well, link in the comments using the code CoH3G. So thank you all for joining in, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.